Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Tower of God New World. In today's video, we will be checking out the brand new SSR character Meliodas and whether or not he is a good unit. But before I get started on the video, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. I'd really appreciate it. And if you guys are new here on the channel, I have a Discord server and I'll be posting the link in the comment section down below. But anyways, let's not waste any time. Let's hop right into the video. All right, so before I test out Meliodas for you guys, I don't think this is going to be like a little rant session because there's something I really want to talk about. So as you guys can see, I only have my Meliodas at level 2 exclusive equipment and plus 14. I still don't have his carrier. Now, this is a warning for people just in case I rage, but there's like a huge problem in this game where it is extremely difficult to get enchantment extracts. I have been saying this for a pretty long time, but this collaboration event just pretty much confirms that there is a lack of enchantment extracts in this game. And the reason why is because when I come over here to trial area is basically your main way of getting enchantment extracts. But right now I'm currently stuck on like level 230 is just absolutely toxic. Like the deficit is just ridiculous. I'm going up against 3 data machines and I get immediately one-shotted. Even like an assist character is not enough to complete this. It's just absolutely difficult. So I'm literally stuck on every single floor right now for trial area, and that's like your main way, that's like your main source of getting enchantment extracts. And then your other source of getting enchantment extracts is AFK loot. So as you guys can see, you can only get 1 enchantment extract. You can get like, I think up to like 10 depending on the rarity of the enchantment extract. So it is extremely difficult to get enchantment extracts. Like the only way you can get it is by getting your AFK loot, trial area. And if I come over here to the shop right here, wait, not this shop, but if I come over here to the workshop store, you can get an enchantment extract right here in arena. If you use your arena points, you can get some right here, and you can also get some in the uncommon crystal exchange shop. But that's pretty much it. There's literally no other way of you obtaining enchantment extracts other than you spinning resources in the shop or progressing through trial area. So it is really difficult for me to basically level up each character's enchantment extract to at least level 2 so I can unlock their carrier in order for me to unlock their ignition weapon. Because that's like the main reason why it took me a minute to make a video on Meliodas, because I wanted to get him to at least level 3 so that I can unlock his ignition weapon. But the thing is, that's going to take like a week for me to do because I'm currently stuck in trial area, and I even had to spend like 30 bucks. Like I literally have to come over here. I had to spend around like 20 bucks in order for me to get the season pass, the underground pass, to basically get some more EXP, and that did absolutely nothing. So okay, my 2 biggest problems in the game right now is that there's no practice attempt for bosses, and then number 2 is the lack of enchantment extracts. They need to implement another way for players to obtain enchantment extracts, because it's starting to get really difficult to get enchantment extracts in the game. It's really getting hard, especially if your heart's stuck in trial area, because if your heart's stuck in trial area, there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Even assist characters won't be enough to complete this. So they're definitely gonna have to implement another way for us to get enchantment extracts, maybe include it in secret floor. If I come over here to secret floor, maybe they can include it in secret floor, or they can also include it for guardians test. Implement another gameplay, like another in-game content where we can get more enchantment extract. Like include like a different mode right here where you can get like 6 attempts daily and you can get, let's say, 40 enchantment extracts a day, because that's going to allow us to basically have a lot of enchantment extracts to level up characters. Now I understand that being able to level up every single character's enchantment extract to level 4 is going to be pretty busted, but at least give us like 4 attempts or 6 attempts daily, and basically give us 40 enchantment extracts every single day, or every single day. Give us at least 40 enchantment extracts, because it is getting really hard for me to pretty much test every character, because in order for me to test them, I have to unlock their ignition weapon, but that's going to take weeks because I'm currently hard stuck on trial area. So that just actually pissed me off. Like, it was starting to get annoying, because this entire time I've been trying to get MELIODAS exclusive equipment to level 3, and it's just taking forever, and I'm currently hard stuck. So there's just absolutely nothing I can do, and I don't want to make you guys wait for like a whole week for me to make a video on MELIODAS. I want to actually test them out for you guys, so that you guys can make a choice, because the collaboration event is about to end in, I think it's about to end in like 9 days. Yes, it's about to end in 9 days. So I don't want to make you guys wait a week for me to drop a video discussing whether or not MELIODAS is a good character. So we're gonna go ahead and test him. So far, let's go ahead and read his whole kit. All right, so for his passive, we have Curse of Purgatory. MELIODAS applies 3 shackles of purgatory effects on himself at the start of the battle. 1 shackles of the purgatory effect is removed whenever MELIODAS is hit with an enemy's special move, and he takes 80% less damage from the attack. So he basically has like damage resist involved in his kit. He has damage resist, which is honestly really dope. And when all shackles of purgatory effects are removed, MELIODAS unleashes his true power, increasing his attack by 80%, his magic pierce by 20%, and recovers 100% energy. True power is removed once MELIODAS uses his special move, and MELIODAS applies 3 shackles of purgatory effect on himself again after 6 seconds. Shackles of purgatory and true power cannot be removed with buff removal skills. So shackles of purgatory is basically the main, and like that's like the most important part about MELIODAS, because it says if 1 shackle of purgatory is removed, he's going to receive a huge damage resist, like 80% damage resist. I'm pretty sure, yeah, the max is 80%, because I was able to reach 3 red stars. I have like 3 gold stars on him, so the max amount of damage resist you can get is 80%, which is honestly really nice. And you can also get 80% attack increase if all of his shackles of purgatory effects are removed. And you can't increase the magic pierce and the energy recovery. And it says true power is removed once MELIODAS uses his special move, and MELIODAS applies 3 shackles of purgatory once again after 6 seconds. So once all the shackles of purgatory are removed, he's going to regain the shackles of purgatory after 6 seconds. And then for his active, we have Chain Slash. MELIODAS deals 400% of his attack as damage 4 times to enemies in range. Of the enemies hit by the final attack, the 2 enemies with the lowest HP are afflicted with a barrier block debuff for 8 seconds. And then for his second active, we have Pierce and Strike. MELIODAS magic pierce increases by 20% for 10 seconds. He then launches 2 magic orbs to deal 400% of his attack as damage to the enemy 2 times, locking them for 2 seconds. He then strikes down with his sword to deal 600% of his attack as damage. Each hit deals 1% of his attack as additional damage for every 1% of the target's remaining HP. So depending on how much HP the target has left, he's going to deal additional attack. He's going to deal additional damage based off of how much HP the target has remaining. Now for his special move, Chilean Dart, MELIODAS unleashes his magical power to deal 800% of his attack as damage to the enemy, knocking them down for 2 seconds. MELIODAS becomes invincible while using this skill and deals 8% of his attack as additional damage for every 1% of magic pierce he has. For the next 6 seconds, the damage MELIODAS takes from each hit does not exceed 5% of his max HP. So reading MELIODAS's kit, it seems like MELIODAS is definitely going to be a tanky warrior unit. Now, is he going to deal more damage than Elizabeth? No, because I did test both of them out, and I realized that Elizabeth is able to deal way more damage than MELIODAS, because Elizabeth has way more scaling in her kit, and she also has a bunch, because of her passive, she basically has 100% attack and max HP increase, and she's able to scale off of max HP and attack as well. and that can basically increase her damage overall. So looking at Meliodas's kit, he's definitely going to be a tanky DPS unit because of the huge damage resist he's able to apply to himself once he gets like a shackle of purgatory removed, and the fact that he's able to deal as much damage based off of the enemy's HP, remaining HP, just proves that he is definitely going to be a tanky DPS unit. So for report, I got him to level 6, and you definitely want to focus on accuracy and evasion. Accuracy and evasion is definitely going to allow him to basically deal damage to the enemy and also avoid enemy attacks. Now let's go ahead and talk about what stats you need on him. So of course, first, accuracy, evasion, really important. Swiftness, you want to get as much swiftness as much as possible. HP is basically going to allow him to take a lot of damage, and you also want to put a bunch of attack on him so that he can do some good damage as well. Defense, I mean, defense is not, he doesn't really scale off of defense, so you don't really have to worry about defense that much. Now, critical rate and critical damage, I would mostly recommend you guys to focus on critical damage increase, and then mostly focus on that magic pierce. I wish I was able to unlock my ignition weapon, but once you unlock your ignition weapon, you really want to focus on magic pierce, because when we look at his ultimate, his special skill, it says that Meliodas becomes invincible while using this skill and deals 8% of his attack as additional damage for every 1% of magic pierce he has. So every 1% of magic pierce he has, he's going to have, like, he's basically going to have additional damage. So you definitely want to have a lot of magic pierce on Meliodas so that he can deal a bunch of damage when he does his special skill. And then of course, effect resistance is going to be pretty good on him so that he won't be able to get debuffed by the enemy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are all the stats you want to really focus on for Meliodas. You want to focus on HP, attack, accuracy, evasion, of course swiftness, critical damage increase, magic pierce, and of course some effect resistance. I feel like that is the best way to build Meliodas. Now, what is the best set for him? So the best set for Meliodas, of course, is going to be the Bergamot set. Now the Bergamot set is basically the lifesteal set. Now let me go up to my data so hard. This set right here is going to be the best in slot set for Meliodas because it's going to increase his survivability and is going to give him some lifesteal, which is honestly really good, and it's also going to restore his max HP. Even though it's like the limit only happens, like you only have like a 1 limit for the 4-piece set effect, it's still really good for him because he's going to be able to survive a lot longer on the battlefield. Because honestly, looking at Meliodas's kit, he is definitely going to be a tanky DPS unit, and he's a warrior unit, so it makes a lot of sense for him to be a tanky unit. So let's go ahead and talk about how many copies you need on Meliodas. So right now I currently have 3 gold stars on him. I'm on my way to get another gold star because of the event, because you can literally get like a free Meliodas copy in the event shop. But honestly, I would say that the amount of copies you need on Meliodas is definitely, you need rainbow stars on him. And the reason why I say you need rainbow stars on Meliodas is because when we look at the pocket certificate, if I come over here, it says battle star energy plus 500%. So imagine you enter the battlefield with Meliodas and he already has his special skill available. He's going to be able to deal a ton of damage if you're able to get that, you know, max rainbow star Meliodas, which is honestly really good. Compared to Elizabeth only needs 3 red stars, but Meliodas getting that additional HP and battle star energy is going to be really good for him because it's going to allow him to stay alive a lot longer, and he's going to be able to deal a lot more damage. So I will honestly recommend you guys to 100% get him to at least max rainbow stars. Like, get him to at least full gold stars or 3 red stars in order for him to actually have, like, for the 3 red stars, he's going to have basically, like, his entire kit is going to be maxed out, and then 5 gold stars, he's going to have additional max HP, and then for the rainbow, he's going to get that additional energy, which is going to be really good for him. So yeah, I'll say the minimum for Meliodas is going to be 3 red stars, but you really want to get a lot of accuracy on him and also a pretty decent amount of evasion so that he can avoid enemy attacks. So that's pretty much the amount of copies you pretty much need on Meliodas. Now let's go ahead and test him out. So like I said, I don't even have his ignition weapon, so we're going to test him out in arena simulation. All right, so the best team to pair up with Meliodas is of course going to be Blue Element team, and the reason why is because if you have all blue element units, like if you're using an all blue team, he's going to have increased attack. If we look at this right here, he's going to have increased attack and of course increased HP, which is going to allow him to stay alive a lot longer and allow him to deal a lot more damage. So you definitely want to put him in like an all blue team. But the thing is, his kit isn't really, you know, blue element restricted. Like his kit doesn't restrict him as just a blue element unit. Now I almost forgot to talk about his exclusive equipment. Let's go ahead and talk about that first. So his exclusive equipment, right? I have him at level 2 right now, but for level 1 it says Meliodas' magic pierce increases by 10% at the start of the battle. Not bad. Level 2, the magic resistance of the target struck by the last hit of Chain Slash decreases by 40% for 8 seconds. That is honestly pretty good because that allows Meliodas to do a lot more damage with his special skill. And then for level 3 it says Meliodas' attack increases by 50% when attacking debuffed enemies. So that is a huge attack percent increase, but the enemy has to have a debuff in order for him to deal that increased damage. And then for level 4 it says Meliodas' damage taken from each hit changes so that it does not exceed 3% of his max HP when Trillion Dark activates. So once he activates his special skill, he's going to receive less damage because of the level 4. Like that's actually pretty good. So I would say that the best levels is pretty much I think level 2 and level 3 is absolutely insane. The fact that you get that magic resistance decrease and you also have that attack percent increase, that's honestly really good. But those are pretty much all the levels for his exclusive equipment. So let's go ahead and go back to arena simulation. Now of course, like I was talking about before, best team for him, Blue Element team. Now you can put him in other teams, but I would definitely recommend you guys to put him in Blue Element team because that's where he's going to get, you know, that's where he's going to receive most of his benefits in Blue Element team. So let's go ahead and let's click quick result. And this team is definitely going to win. I've tried this team multiple times and sometimes we lose, but Meliodas, as you guys can see, his survivability is really, really good. But here's where things start to get a little bit, a little bit sus. So he's at max rainbow stars and Escanor was able to deal more damage than him. Now, of course, Escanor trying to get like a rainbow star Escanor is going to be pretty hard, but it's actually possible because the rates for the collab event is pretty generous. So the fact that Escanor was able to deal more damage than like a Meliodas is actually kind of crazy. So Meliodas, he was able to deal some good damage and his survivability was honestly pretty solid. So we're going to go ahead and reduce Escanor's limit break. I think that would be really fair enough. So we're going to reduce his limit break. We're going to put it to at least 3 red stars. For Elizabeth, we're going to put it at 3 red stars as well. And then I think for Earth Mazino, we can keep it at max rainbow stars. And then for Dad is a Heart, we're going to put him down to 3 red stars. Evankel, 3 red stars. So I think this is honestly fair enough. So let's go ahead and click quick result again. And let's see how much damage Meliodas is able to do. So Meliodas was able to stay alive, of course, and Escanor was able to deal more damage. So my overall opinion on Meliodas is that he's definitely a unit that, like, he's basically an all-around unit. He is a tanky unit, and on top of that, he is a damage dealing unit. But the thing is that I feel like the main thing that mostly locks his potential is the fact that most of the time the enemy is going to have to get that debuff in order for you to get that additional 50% attack in order for him to deal a bunch of damage. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to come over here to trial area, and we're going to go to Guardians test, and we're going to try day 1 test 3, and then we're going to use this team again because the power level for the other team is actually pretty high. So let's go ahead and see how Meliodas can actually perform against this team. Now I'm hoping that Meliodas can deal the most damage here, but remember his exclusive equipment is only level 2 and he doesn't even have his ignition weapon. So we're going to see his performance here. So that purple bar that you see right there is pretty much the shackles. Now he did his special skill right there and he died right there. So this is the thing though, he doesn't even have, you know, his max exclusive equipment, and he doesn't even have the bergamot set. So that's like the main reason why I recommend you guys to put bergamot on Meliodas, because it allows him to stay alive even longer. But just looking at his performance overall, I feel like Elizabeth she's definitely more valuable than Meliodas for sure. But look at how much damage he's able to take. He's able to take a lot of damage for sure. But when it comes to him dealing damage, it's not really on par with Elizabeth. So yeah, my overall take on Meliodas is that in order for Meliodas to truly pop off, you're just gonna have to reach like max rainbow stars for him. Like it seems like you're gonna have to reach max rainbow stars in order for him to get that, you know, additional energy at the beginning of the battle, and so that he can get that additional evasion, attack, and accuracy as well. But compared to units like Elizabeth and Escanor, I definitely feel like Meliodas is like the third best unit in this entire collaboration. I feel like Escanor is the best one, and then it goes to Elizabeth, and then it goes to Meliodas. He's like the third best. So would I say that he is a requirement? Not really, because I feel like for Blue Element team, you can use Kunran. For Blue Element team, you can use Kunran, Flight Urig Mazino, Escanor, Elizabeth, and Blanc. I feel like Meliodas isn't really a requirement for the Blue Element team overall. But is he a bad unit? No, he's definitely a good unit, but he definitely requires a lot of investment. He's going to require a lot of investment. So if you want to use him, you're definitely going to have to consider, you know, getting a lot of copies of him. But the thing is, I can't really say, you know, he's a bad unit, because this is the thing, I don't even have his ignition weapon, so I can't really come to a conclusion to say, oh, this unit is bad. But based off of his performance and arena simulation, I can definitely say that he is a unit that's going to require a lot of copies in order for you to basically make it, like, in order for him to stay alive longer in the battlefield, he's definitely going to require a lot of copies for sure. So we're gonna get 4 gold stars on Meliodas, and once we get 4 gold stars, we'll be able to get that additional max HP. But based off his performance, he is definitely a tanky DPS unit. That's all I can get from him. He is a tanky DPS unit that can stay alive throughout the entire time in the battlefield, which is honestly pretty good. And I do feel like Meliodas, he definitely like has, like, he brings something else to the table, but I just don't know what it is. So is he a requirement? Not really. I feel like Elizabeth and Escanor, they're more of a requirement for Blue Element team than Meliodas, because you can literally use Kunran to replace Meliodas. But overall, his performance isn't bad. He's just a tanky DPS unit at the end of the day. But anyways, that's pretty much the end of my video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. I'd really appreciate it. And hopefully Netmarble, they implement some changes in the game and allow us to get more enchantment extracts, because I feel like enchantment extracts are definitely holding people, like they're definitely holding people like me back. Like they're holding us back from leveling up characters and basically using not every single character in the game, but pretty much using every character at their max potential. So we're just gonna have to hope and see if, you know, Netmarble is willing to implement some more changes with the enchantment extract, because that is a huge issue overall. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.